Hello there, album enjoyers.
Dearest album enjoyers, we speak to you now very briefly to quickly plug the Enjoy an Album Patreon, aka Becoming an Ultra.
We are plugging Becoming an Ultra. Not the things that you get by being an Ultra, we are plugging the experience of becoming an Ultra.
If that's not the number one reason to become an Ultra, I don't know what is. No. It's just £5 per month. If you've ever listened to this podcast and thought, I like these fellas, I enjoy listening to their 4 free hours of content that they put out every month, I would like to purchase them a pint or a coffee one time. This is a way of doing that. But you get exclusive content in return.
You get exclusive content in return. You get full episodes on albums such as...
recently we did Grimes
Visions, Ed Sheeran's Divide.
Yes, we did Anoni and the Johnsons. We did the Pogues.
And the Pogues.
We did
Rum Sodomy and the Lash by the Pogues.
The Foo Fighters.
Yeah, that was a sad one.
We did Idols. Black Country New Road.
Yeah.
Also,
Ants from Up Here.
You would have access to the Edinburgh Fringe Enjoy an Album live show.
We done a live show at Monkey Barrel Comedy Club. We fucking ripped it and shipped it. People were saying that's...
People were saying it's one of the best things they've ever seen in their lives, including The Godfather. They said it was better than The Godfather.
People actually did say that it was the funniest thing they'd seen at the Fringe, and they weren't even fucking worms, never mind ultras. They were just like, that was really funny.
Yeah, like...
They didn't even like us as people, and they went, that was funny.
Yeah.
Which is mental.
Yeah, so get on that. You also get ad-free experience.
Some of my biggest enemies have said that that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Barack Obama himself was in the audience. Christopher, that was... let me be clear. That was a fantastic live show.
Let me be clear. I hate you. But that's funny.
Zane Lowe has watched it twice.
Zane Lowe, he played it on his... He played the whole live episode.
He dropped it twice in a row.
Just like Barack Obama dropped bombs on various countries.
That was a fantastic live show. So you also get episodes a day early, and you get exclusive access to tickets for live shows when they do go on sale.
Ad-free experience. You don't have to hear this shite.
This shite every goddamn week, and we forget to do a new one every month. So sometimes it's 3 months of the same advert.
Yep.
This has probably gone on long enough. You understand what I'm saying. Become an Ultra today. Patreon.com/enjoy an album. Link in bio.
Just be sound and do it.
Hello and welcome to the Enjoy an Album podcast with Liam Widnow and Krystal Evans.
Hey.
Hong Kong, and Amy Matthews.
Hello.
Hong Kong. So Christopher MacArthur Boyd is away again. He's presenting a documentary with BBC4 about the history of Funko Pops. So he is working very hard on that. We look forward to seeing you again, Christopher, when you are out of that job. So we've brought Krystal back.
Yeah, it's because it's everything I do is so popular.
Yes.
It immediately goes to number one.
That'll be the most listened to ever, I think, within a week, breaking all records. Spotify have offered us a new deal. They're going to charge us $8.99 a month to listen to their music. A little bit of fun to start things off. And we have Amy Matthews is back.
Hello.
Hello, Amy. Second time an album appearer.
Yeah.
First time we spoke about Lily Allen.
We were doing all right still.
Oh, God, Lily Allen's All Right Still, I actually think does chart in the top 10.
Oh, really?
Of your listened to episodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the combination of Amy and Lily, I think, is a good one.
I don't want to sit here and pit two women against each other. That's the last thing I want to do.
That's literally...
What?
Amy and Lily?
No, Amy and you.
Oh. That's why we're on. Yeah. Amy and I don't speak.
Yes.
And now we're
very, very hostile.
We hate
Yes.
The atmosphere in the studio is horrible.
Let's have a twerk off right now.
Which I would win.
Wow. Okay.
See? Started already.
Okay. Right. Dear listener / viewer. I mean, if you are listening, I suggest you view because there's no audio advantages to a twerk off. Well, I guess it depends on the claps.
I got my rattly belt on.
Okay, it's going to be one of these episodes, guys. So if you don't like the more ADHD coded episodes, then...
I always keep things on track. You know this.
Yes, you do. Okay, right. We've got multiple different strands that we're going to be threading throughout the episode. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, thank you so much for coming and helping out in Chris's absence. I'm really looking forward to this. We're going to talk about Courtney Barnett after these adverts. If you are a worm, if, however, you are a member of the Patreon, you are going to go straight into the body of the episode. We will see you for it then.
The body of the poddy.
Yes. Hey, are your pubes too hairy? Do you need help with that?
Your groin to hairlicious, hirsute.
Is there too much of a positive environment for crabs and lice?
Too much fuzz on your coos.
When you get undressed in front of someone you wish to have a sexual time with, are you embarrassed by the state of your nether regions?
Having an examination done by a doctor and you're self-conscious about how hairy your balls and bits are.
Us too. What a shame there's no solution for this kind of problem.
No, wait, there is.
What?
Manscaped.
Oh my God, what is that? Tell me more.
Not manscaping, not manscaper, manscaped.
Only a stupid person would have called it that by accident 10 times in a row.
Yes.
Only an idiot.
It's the below the belt grooming experience. It's not blade free, it's blade full.
It's bladeful.
It's cut free. You won't
It's
cut
cut free.
yourself. I'm literally closing my eyes in the shower in the fucking rain coming down. I shower in the rain and I'm just not even looking, just buzzing.
If you do look, there's a little handy torch which highlights where you're about to trim. Which, yes.
I've never used the torch. That's cool.
Yeah, it's
Attached to the lawnmower.
Yes, there's a light that comes on that shows you exactly where you're trimming.
So you can do it in the dark with your eyes closed and you still hit the remark.
You can do it dark with your eyes closed in the shower. It's waterproof. You can charge it using USB-C. So you can unplug your phone if you've got a USB-C, plug it straight into your pube trimmer.
You're on a train.
You're ready to go. You're on a train. Please only use these
Your
plug
phone's up to
sockets
75%.
for phones, laptops, and pube trimmers.
That's why they have that sign. Don't do that. But what you should
Sometimes
do,
I go into a coffee shop and I sit near a plug socket and I plug my lawnmower in so that I could jump into the bathroom, keep it fresh all times. I never want to see a single hair on my balls, otherwise I cry.
Yeah, I've got a cock like a dolphin.
It's
Grey.
grey and endangered.
Just if you want a funny gift for someone or
It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's,
It's
fucking
useful.
serious.
Enjoy an album. No, what's the code again? Manscaped
Album
20. God almighty.
You get 20%
Can you
off.
believe we get paid for this? Album 20 for % off your first purchase and ongoing purchases, I think.
If you don't have a cock and balls, you can do it on other stuff, but it's mainly made for the cock and balls.
It's got the word man in the title, let's be honest.
Let's not get into that topic, man, but hey, it's good.
It's good stuff.
The pants are good.
And the underwear, the anti-chafing material is to die for. That's album
Don't
20.
die for it,
Don't die for it.
please.
Enjoy. Thank you. Bye.
You're listening to Enjoy an Album, the podcast where two comedians listen to some of the greatest albums of all time.
Courtney Barnett's 2015 full-length debut established her immediately as a force in independent rock, although she'd bristle at any sort of hype as she sneers on the noise pop gem, pedestrian at best. Put me on a pedestal and I'll only disappoint you. Tell me I'm exceptional, I'll promise to exploit you. Warnings aside, her brittle riffing and deadpan lyrics, not to mention indelible hooks and nagging sense of unease with the world, helped put Sometimes I Sit and Think, and Sometimes I Just Sit, into the upper echelons of 2010's indie rock. What a mess this blurb is.
Someone was trying to hit a word count, weren't they?
Well, also, I mean, Krystal is next to me. You can see that actually...
There's a lot of mistakes in that.
Yeah.
But I would.
There's a lot of spelling mistakes.
You were doing good, like
Thank you.
reading through and like live editing it.
So glad
as
that
you
you
read
picked
it.
up on that because it's the sort of thing Chris wouldn't have noticed.
No, you did really well. It was a little bit like, when you watch someone who's on an ice rink who's almost falling over and they just about recover.
Right, but the reason I was almost falling over is because somebody has tampered with my
With the
ice
ice,
skates.
yeah.
Tampered with the ice. Yeah, they've poured
There were
fizzy
little
cola
bumps-
over it.
Bumps in the eyes.
There were many bumps in the ice, but we got through it anyway. It's Courtney Barnett week on here. Enjoy an album. Or enjoy an elbow, as they might say in Australia.
Enjoy an elbow.
Enjoy
Do they
an
say
elbow.
that?
An
They
elbow,
don't.
mate. hanging out with some Australians last night. And at one point, we were
What a
playing...
strange way to
do
say that you're
every
hanging out with
night.
your wife.
It was not my wife. It was not my wife. It was other Australians, actually.
Okay.
My nieces. And we were playing shuffleboard at lane 7.
What's shuffleboard?
Shuffleboard is like the...
You throw the thing and it bounces.
It's kind of like a board game. If curling was a board game.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It was really fun.
Really great synopsis.
And at one point, 2 of the Australians opted to switch positions. And the way that they embarked upon this was, hey, you want to switch posies?
No.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Yes.
They've been Gen Z for hundreds of years, haven't they?
Yes. And they switched posies right there and then. So we're getting into it on Australian culture this week with Courtney Barnett. Amy, you're back. The bitch
Yes,
is back. And she's
the bitch
brought
is back.
Courtney Barnett with her. So when did you first get into Courtney Barnett?
That's a really good question. It was... Do you know what it was? Monkey Barrel used to play Pedestrian at Best when they first opened. It was one of their 6 songs that they'd paid for
On the playlist, yes.
and it would be on repeat constantly. And I really, I loved it.
Wow, that's cool.
Because-
So
yeah.
we're going back, okay? You're working the bar at
I was
Monkey Barrel.
working the bar at
You've
Monkey- I was
never
a
done a
student.
stand-up gig in your life,
never done a
okay?
stand-up
You
gig.
worked the bar?
Yes, this is
Krystal,
Amy's
get
story.
with the
And
program.
come on, Crystal.
Yeah, I was
Amy,
a student. In
Amy was
Edinburgh.
working the bar. I was hosting Top Banana, and me and Amy would like chat every week.
with Jam.
We'd jam, we'd shoot the shit. We would moan about this playlist that was the same 6 songs on repeat, and that is how Amy got into Courtney Barnett, and now she's here talking about it on the podcast.
Oh, that's...
It's beautiful synergy.
Yeah, I had a type 5 about repetitive playlists.
Yes, it banged. She did it
Absolutely
6
banged.
times in a row.
It was the same minute.
That's cool. So actually, really, it's David of Monkey Barrel who's gotten you into Courtney Barnett.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. And so you're quite, I would guess you're like
Oh dear.
an indie rock chick.
Oh yes, yeah.
And you nearly came as a guest on the last week's Nicki Minaj episode.
I was looking forward to seeing you there.
Where you were positing about perhaps joining in on that episode.
But what happened?
Why
didn't she come?
Amy listened to Nicki Minaj's The Pink
Reader,
Print
she did not enjoy an album.
and said, I tried listening to it, but I'm afraid I found it deeply upsetting.
That's a WhatsApp I sent to Liam.
Can I say
last night.
at what point listening to it were you so upset that you had to turn it off?
So, I used to listen or sort of hear by osmosis quite a lot of Nicki Minaj because I used to street dance. Mm-hmm. Plot twist.
Full of revelations tonight.
Yeah, so I used to street dance when I was younger, and Nicki Minaj was always in the mix for
That's your
who we'd be dancing
Top
to.
tier
Fair.
street dance
Top
music, I would
tier.
imagine. Okay,
So
they're not
I
putting out fucking Tom York's solo album whilst
No,
they're body
they're not.
popping.
No, I tried.
I would like to see someone body pop to the Eraser.
Yeah.
Next live show.
Yes, but they would. There would be so much Nicki Minaj. So I know quite a lot of Nicki Minaj songs and like a few kind of deep cuts as well. Mm-hmm. And then, but I think earlier than, is it Pink Print? Mm-hmm. Yeah, earlier than that.
Okay.
And then I tried listening to the inexcusably long album that is Pink Print. And I probably got about halfway and thought,
Oh, okay.
there's just no.
That's a fair
That's
whack.
a fair whack. Yeah. If I was
I
going to
do
say,
think that's the best half of the album, though, the first half. So
yeah, because
A damning indictment, but it was just, it was. I'll listen to the episode and maybe you'll convince me, but I
it's just not your thing.
that's fine.
That's exactly it. It's
That's
just
fine.
not my
and
thing.
your
That's
thing
fine.
is, I would say, in indie rock.
Yeah, sure.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's many exceptions to that rule. But
hippie ass, casual, speak
Throw
singing.
some folk in there, sure.
Throw some folk in there.
Throw some synth pop. We're
Yeah.
all happy.
well, you're hip, right? You know, you're a bit of a beatnik. If you walk into a coffee shop and there's a girl with no bra and a nose ring, whatever is playing on the radio is probably what Amy Matthews listens to. Is that
I
a fair
think you're
thing
going
to
to say
say?
that girl is probably Amy Matthews.
I'm not going to comment on your underwear, Amy. That would be deeply inappropriate.
I literally thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
I'm talking
gonna be
about
like-
fictional coffee shop baristas. Please.
But yes, you're absolutely right.
I was in a porridge cafe. Yes, you heard that on Sunday.
hell.
Where
Barless, I'm guessing.
Yes, you wouldn't believe the lack of bras in that place. And in a row, they played Boy Genius, followed by Mitski, followed by Way's Blood, and I was like, "This is the hippest place on the planet."
Yeah.
And so I left.
Is that where they made fun of your tattoos?
No, actually, you're misremembering this anecdote I told you off pod, in which I was complimented by a barista on my tattoos.
Oh, whatever.
They did not make
It's
fun
nice
of it.
that in the absence of Chris, we've got somebody referencing things that haven't been recorded.
Yes, there is
good.
a sort of.
Crystal's being true to form.
There's a chaotic good in the
Yeah.
room.
Just trying to do my job.
Yeah, and you're doing great. You're
Thank
doing
you.
great. Anyway,
if you could burp at some point.
I did on the Nicki Minaj
Ideal.
episode.
I did.
She burped. It was gross. So, Krystal, you basically, this originally was going to be an episode me and you speaking about Nicki Minaj, and an episode me and Amy speaking about Courtney Barnett, and then you basically volunteered to join in on the Courtney Barnett episode because you're also a fan.
Yeah, I love Courtney Barnett.
Yeah.
I've loved her for like 10 years or so. Yeah.
Which is wonderful. And then
Very
I was
good.
demoted to guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crystal was kept on as co-host.
That's right. And
Well,
next
she
week.
tried to jump into the co-host seat, and I twerked her back onto the couch.
That's correct.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, you were offered a chance to be in the other episode and you declined it because you hate Nicki Minaj. So really, you've only got yourself to blame.
And me. Don't forget me.
I was punished as a woman in comedy for speaking my truth.
Thank you.
So
And that's all we want to do on this podcast. I'm starting to regret this. Okay, so when did you first get into Courtney Barnett? Do you remember?
I do remember. I was listening to like this podcasts, like 10 years ago. And it was like, do you remember that website, cracked.com?
Yes.
So
Kind
they
of
had
like cultural articles about
the
music
guy,
and films.
the editor of that, had a podcast where he would talk about conspiracy theories, not like right wing,
Right.
but he would just talk about like, conspiracy theories. And then he had really good taste in music, and he would be like, oh, and the artist this week that I'm really into is blah.
Right.
And one week it was Courtney Barnett, and he was like, she's awesome, take a listen. And I was like, holy shit.
So is this
good.
before this album? Or
No, I think, when did this come out?
because
2015.
Courtney
It
had
was right around that time, surely.
she had it was 2015. So she had a bit of buzz prior to this album because Avant Gardener had already came out. And did
So
the
yeah, no,
rounds.
that was the album that was out.
Yeah.
That when he told me about it.
Yeah, well, it was EPs with like basically songs on. That's what EPs are. So my first listenership to Courtney Barnett was I think via my Australian wife, Courtney Barnos. And probably I imagine this is something that was played on Six Music a lot at the time. But I remember when Avant Gardener came out and it being like everyone was very excited about this sort of new speak singing slacker rock star. So I remember the album coming out, and I remember the big tracks from it, Pedestrian at Best. I probably would have heard it a lot of Monkey Barrel as well. But
Yes.
I think I would have known. I think I would have known it before Monkey Barrel, not to sound too cool.
Very cool.
But,
I forgot that I have it in my bio and all my social media stuff. I completely forgot.
I did not forget that. I was going to bring it up.
Were you?
Yes.
you
Because,
have a lyric from Courtney Barnett in your bio.
I do.
Give me all your money, I'll make some origami, honey. Yes.
And that's kind of come full circle because in my most recent show, it features origami. So
Right.
it looks like I'm referencing that, but I'm
Your
really
own
not.
show.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've had that for ages. But I had an audience member message me last week and say, oh, I've never seen you before. I really enjoyed your stuff. And then I went on your profile and saw that you have a Courtney Barnett lyric in your thing. And that sold me on your tour show.
Wow.
So,
That
Courtney
sounds
Barnett
like
has
someone who's
served me very
DTF, to
well.
be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I don't know
that's
if
a
that was
DM
their
slide
vibe.
all over.
I know a DM slide when I see one.
Yeah, clearly not.
And
Trust me. Was it a man?
I don't know.
It was a man.
It's I don't know.
Okay.
She does know.
I don't know.
Yes. All right.
It's what somebody whose profile picture is a dog or a car.
I just think I didn't go on their profile.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're operating in a different plane of existence to me. The second someone messaged me, I'm like, what is this person all about?
Oh, really?
Yeah, deep dive. Deep dive into every single one of my fans. If you follow me on social media, I've had a look at your socials. And if it's locked behind Instagram, I think you're some sort of scumbag. I hate that. I think if someone follows you and their account is locked, you should get like 10 seconds to have a quick look at what they're about.
That's mad.
10 seconds. I like that.
That's all I need. That's what I want. I just want to know, right, what kind of human are you? You can make a good judgment of someone's entire existence in 10 seconds, I think.
It's Tinder.
Yeah. Yes. It is Tinder. So let's do a little background dive into Secret Posho in the style of Courtney Barnett. Secret Posho. She's a Secret Posho. You do it fast and you do it really no show. You got money, but yeah, you got dosh, bro. You Secret Posho.
That was good.
That was really good.
Well done.
Thank you
That
very
was
much.
like absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been practicing. Her mum, Courtney Barnett's mum, is a ballerina.
Ding, ding,
Okay.
ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding,
everyone.
Ding, ding, ding. And this isn't that relevant, but I think it is. Her middle name is Melba. She's named after the opera singer Nellie Melba.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the toast.
Yeah. Or peach.
Can I say, like, not to reference myself, but I do have a joke about a posh woman saying my mom is a traveling ballerina.
Yes, you do.
You
Yeah.
do.
Yes, your joke is about Courtney
It's
Barnett.
about Courtney Barnett.
Oh, Chrissy Evans. She's got a joke about me. By the way, if you're a listener and you are perturbed by Australian accents, you might as well switch over the episode now because I'm going to be doing it a lot. She grew up in Sydney. Have either of you been to Australia?
No,
Nope.
certainly not.
No. Okay, right. Sydney is like, Melbourne's like the cool arts
So I've
place.
heard.
Sydney's like the finance sort of
Yeah.
place.
I know a few people that moved to Sydney and that would make sense.
Yes, but they left. Her and her family left Sydney at 16 and moved to Hobart in Tasmania, which is really cool. Tasmania is sick.
Is it?
I've been there.
Of devil fame.
Yes, it's great. It's like it's off the coast. It's like about an hour's flight from Melbourne. I have family out there, and it was one of these places that was real backwards. Hannah Gadsby's from Tasmania, so like literally homosexuality was like
It was illegal until like 2015.
something
or something.
crazy like that.
Just
But-
to be gay.
yeah.
Just to be gay was illegal.
But it's one of those places where the reaction to its like backwardness has now been so strong that it's actually kind of become a kind of liberal, cool place all of a sudden. Yeah.
Good.
And she went to a boarding school there called St. Michael's, and then went to Tasmania School of Art. However, it also says that she was delivering pizzas whilst making her first record. So it's one of these,
That doesn't discount.
No.
Mama ballerina. Yeah, look, but there are levels. We always say there's
Yeah,
levels.
there are. There's
It's not
nuance.
landed gentry,
No,
okay?
it's fair.
Your family weren't slave owners, right? But at the same time, you went to boarding school and your mum's a ballerina, so it's not quite the same. Yeah. But yeah, she borrowed money from her grandmother to make her record label. So that's interesting, isn't it? Like, making a record label was the first. She released her first EPs on her own record label.
It's like people who run a gig if
To
they
get-
can't get booked.
Stage time, yes, but borrowing your granny's money to run a gig, yeah. But then, hey, it worked. And then Avant Gardner was released one of the EPs that was made Song of the Year by Pitchfork, and then this album followed.
I sent that song to my dad because dad had a brain aneurysm while he was gardening. And that song, like, is just what happened to him. He's fine, by the way.
God.
I know.
So that it's like the
It's like all of a sudden I can't breathe in and
Yeah.
stuff. He's like
Yeah.
literally said that's what happened to him.
I'm not that good at breathing in.
Not that good. At
So it's bad. So
smoking
someone having like a
bongs.
panic attack at work, right? But someone
Yeah.
fainting and having to go to the hospital, and that's what happened to your
That's what
dad
happened to my dad.
whilst he was in the garden.
He was gardening.
Wow, what did he say about it?
He was like, "Oh yeah,
Whoa!
Yes,
From a
get him
dad.
on the
Oh, I mean
pod.
that's a big reaction from my dad. That's huge.
That song has one of my favorite Courtney Barnett lyrics, which is hard to say because as a
all-
lyricist, she's pretty kind of untouchable at the moment. One of the coolest,
So
funniest.
funny.
Yes, when we just spoke about Nicki Minaj last week, who's very funny in a different way. This is more
To some,
to some, not everyone. Some people don't have taste.
Just can write a punchline.
Twerk,
Thank you.
twerk. Liam, don't shout twerk at women, please.
Wow.
The paramedic thinks I'm clever because I play guitar. I think she's clever because she stops people dying.
see, I think that lyrics is a bit like too like
Okay.
manic pixie a little.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's very astute.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think
I still like it. I still like the
Yeah.
because it's like they go, oh, I'm gonna say something funny and not rhyme in that line. It's like okay, I get
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she is kind of like pixie coded. I mean, she's a bit more mature than that. It's not like the wide-eyed manic pixie dream girl thing, but like she is. I mean, like she's alternative. You know, you can imagine there's
She's
one.
not like the other girls, Liam.
No,
Yeah.
She's just not.
she hangs out at record shops. She's got dream catchers hanging up in her room.
Yeah, she's always got her ankles out.
Do you have a dream catcher?
No, how dare you?
I had one when I was growing up.
Which is fine. But I'm a 28-year-old woman.
Do you
You thought she had one now?
do you think? Would you be surprised if Amy said to you, "I have a dream catcher in my room"?
That would surprise me. I'm not
okay.
gonna lie, because dream
is-
catchers I associate with like how I grew up.
Right.
Like super like I don't know, like white people in America who are like co-opting Native American culture. Which is exactly what I was doing when I was 10.
Yeah. You don't get that vibe from Amy?
Well,
Sorry to offend you.
This is unbelievable.
poor Amy.
Poor me, actually.
I just mean you're like an alternative kind of chick. That's all.
With dream catchers in my bedroom. That's equivalent.
It's origami, not dream
Do you
catchers.
have glow-in-the-dark stars on your ceiling?
Yeah, but that's a good point. You have origami in your last Friends show. Do you know what I
my
mean?
show.
You're kooky.
It's a prop.
Yeah.
I'm a prop comic now for
You like-
I
crying
think this
out
is
loud.
more offensive than the twerking when you were yelling that at us.
So the album's called Sometimes I Sit and Think, Sometimes I Just Sit.
Or SISATASIJS.
Thank you.
Nice. How are we pronouncing that in a sort of
That's how the Aussies...
Sisatasages.
Sisatasages.
Jizz. Sisatasages.
Sisatasages, which was a quote on the back of her grandmother's toilet door.
Really?
That's
Her
cute.
grandmother is the bounty
Yes.
that she has given.
So it's a joke about shitting, really. If it's on the back of a toilet door,
I just sit and think.
Again, funny.
sometimes I just sit and then...
Yeah.
It's an A.A. Milne quote.
Is it?
Who wrote Winnie the Pooh.
Is that Winnie the Pooh? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Damn it, I should
But-
have said it before you said it.
But he
Smart.
That version said, sometimes I sits and just... Sometimes I sits and think. Sometimes I just sits. And
Yeah,
it's like pluralized for some
Oh.
reason. Yeah.
because that's how Winnie the Pooh talked.
So, do you like that? Now it's a Winnie the Pooh coded album. Are you like more or less into it?
That's mad that it's named after what is essentially like a sort of Prosecco o'clock
Yeah.
hanging.
Yeah, like
in
live,
a-
laugh,
yeah.
love.
What is my mum
Yeah.
has a really basic one of those up, and it's like
Oh,
wooden.
let's hear it.
It's on like a wooden thing that's hanging, and
Of course it is. Driftwood.
yeah,
Painted driftwood.
and it's something like all I need is the sand between my toes.
Of course. And do you know what?
She lives in Brighton. It's a rocky beach. There's no sand. You chose the wrong city, love. Try harder.
My stepmom has
Mother.
like blocks, wooden blocks, distressed, and they
course.
spell garden.
Nice.
But it's a
Well, how else would they
palindrome
know?
for is palindrome when you switch the letters around?
No,
palindrome is
anagram.
saying
Thank you, anagram.
backwards.
It's an anagram for danger. So I would always spell a danger, and she was so fucking annoyed at me
That's
when I would do
great.
that. I would always swap it around to spell danger.
That's really, really good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So if someone hasn't heard Courtney Barnett before, how would we best describe it? It is that sort of lo-fi.
Lo-fi, sort of drawling, almost spoken word, sort of
It's very
Ironic.
cool, isn't it?
very cool.
I would be very intimidated to meet Courtney Barnett by how cool and nonchalant she is. We've not mentioned this. We went to see Courtney Barnett,
We did
Amy.
go to see
You and
Courtney
I. We went to the
Barnett.
O2
Yeah, she's
ABC.
amazing. We went to see it at the O2 ABC in Glasgow.
Yes.
Was that one of the ones that's been on fire? I lose track. Glasgow's on fire.
No, it's not. This one hasn't burnt down yet. But if it does, you know where
We'll
to go.
be there.
Yes. And I remember she closed the show in the encore. She sang a cover of "Everything Is Free Now"
Everything
by
is
Gillian
free
Welch,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great song.
which is an amazing song. We've written about Napster, which has now become more and more relevant. You know, especially with comedians having to put
Yeah.
out free specials all the bloody time.
She also did a cover of Crowded House.
Crowded House. She did a cover of Crowded House.
What? Oh,
Which song, Amy?
what's the song?
Wow.
Bear with me.
It's okay. You can look that up whilst we continue to chat.
Yes, I am. Oh, I've got a message from you.
It was a really good live show. I noticed today, you know, Spotify does this thing now where if you put in the artist, it tells you if they're playing nearby.
Yeah, I saw
soon.
that.
Yes.
I looked that up on hers as well.
Yes.
She's going to be in Glasgow?
That's right.
Yeah.
Because she's opening. Do you know who she's opening for?
Who?
The Foo Fighters.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Go, no.
Yeah.
I feel like
Amy
that's
looks disgusted.
a bit. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a really good. Like, I think big acts these days are now getting big acts to open for them rather than
right.
unknown support
Yeah,
acts.
but I feel like they're two very, very different audiences.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what though? I feel like the Foos would have a lot of Six Music dads who would be stood at the back, listening to Courtney Barnett and be like, "Yeah,
Yeah, I think
she's
yeah.
all right actually.
Yeah.
She plays guitar. She's cool. You know, she's not going to get the flack. Who was it that got all the flack during Glastonbury for not paying their own music? You're shrugging. You're looking at me like I don't.
Don't look at me like
I
that.
don't ask me that. Amy, are you still looking up this song, or are you merely
I am.
texting?
I'm now worried. I was texting your wife actually.
Fuck!
Woo.
What a bird!
Mia.
Yeah, that sounds like I was completely factual. I
just
said to your
text-
wife.
Your
bitch.
wife last night.
Wow. Okay.
What's the one that's something like? I don't think it is Crowded House now.
Oh, God, this is just like having Chris
I
on the
know.
pod.
I'm so sorry. Your town.
Unlistenable. We can't have this.
Amy, you
your
have a beautiful voice.
I think it's called Your Town, isn't it?
I don't know. You've brought it up.
I'm so sorry. I'm really embarrassed.
Have you ever heard? I know you guys covered Sheryl Crow like years ago. At
Oh,
this point,
yes.
but like, and I know you didn't like her, but
I don't think we didn't like her. I think there was a couple
you
songs
both
we liked,
didn't
but I
like
think
it.
the album wasn't great.
well, that album, the album before that one was called Tuesday Night Music Club. It was her first ever album.
Yes.
and it is quite. It reminds me of Courtney Barnett quite a
Hmm.
lot. It's very like All I Want to Do. You know that famous.
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
imagine. Has Courtney Barnett covered All I Want to Do? Because you can imagine her singing that.
It's
Actually,
so similar.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
similar.
all I want to do is have some fun.
Yeah, and then and she
Go
speaks
down to the
things.
Barbie.
Yeah.
Have a sausage sizzle. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're verging on the xenophobic now, aren't we?
Virgin. Come on, we landed there many moons ago.
Let's go further.
I'm going to read this week's YouTube comment of the week.
Yes.
This is on the video for Avant Gardener. This is by someone called @BubblesBelmont5603 a year ago. Shout out to BubblesBelmont5603. This song, as we discussed about having a panic attack at work.
Oh, yeah.
Being put in the back of an ambulance. And Bubbles said, "This song is like when you take your mum's car to drive to school. It's cold and depressing, but due to climate change, it won't snow. You get bad grades and you haven't slept enough. You get beat up after school by 5 different guys, then get 2 weeks off ISS because of the fight. Get a phone call home. On the drive home, the car breaks down. Your idiotic parents blame you and make you walk home. You get home and open the fridge, only to find out you're out of cheese sticks."
You know, I have a feeling he's making this personal.
You know what? Yeah, I think that there is. I mean, don't you mad feeling when you listen to Courtney Barnett and you think about how there's no cheese sticks and you got beaten up by 5 different guys after work?
That's what I got from it.
Yeah, 100%.
So many
Sorry.
deeply ill-adjusted
That's a
people.
great one. I have to
You
say.
enjoyed it? I
Yeah,
mean, it's
that's
verging
really-
on the more unhinged.
That's
Yeah.
massively because I feel like the Nicki Minaj episode, we kind of like the one that we both picked. It was just kind of funny,
It was funny.
but
it,
this is back to.
it was about her
unhinged.
titties.
It
if
was
I
a
recall.
gay guy saying that she could turn me straight because she's got
Because of
such.
her
I mean,
lovely
Amy will have
titties.
listened to the episode, so there's no
fine.
need to.
Of course.
Yes, okay.
That's properly unhinged.
I found what YouTube comments did I
I
find?
didn't get one for this. Episode.
That's quite all right. Amy either has one or is pretending to look for one whilst texting my wife.
So look in the chat.
I've got 2 screenshots. Right. This is my personal anthem, my theme song when I wake up. A secret disappointment and a bitter man. When I try to keep the peace and make people happy, it's thrown back in my face.
Wow, that's very like your auntie on Facebook.
Yeah.
The world is full of snakes. From now on, it's just me and my babe. That's the vibe I'm getting.
You
Yeah.
okay, hon?
That's a hurt man.
yeah.
He is not okay. Huh?
I'm not a hurt man. I'm a hurt man. Doesn't work. Okay, so let's have listen. Now, I would have thought that somebody as cool as Courtney Barnett, somebody as hip and modern and trendy and pitchfork adjacent, approved as Courtney Barnett would be covered in tattoos and ink. Let's find out. We're two guys reviewing tattoos. We're gonna Google image search and then we'll choose if it tattoo woohoo or tattoo boo-hoo. We're judging the ink. Yeah, that's what we'll do. It's a full sleeve or face tat. Something or wingback. You pick your design. Is it bad or just fine? But I can't. It's actually hard to remember the lyrics.
Dragon or a skull,
pretentious or dull. We will decide if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boo hoo. It's tattoo wazza or tattoo bozza. Courtney Barnett has a tattoo, but it was impossible to find a picture of it.
Describe it to us.
I only know it because it was described in an article, but I actually had to go through an uncomfortable amount of Courtney Barnett pictures to try and find it. Amy thinks she can do a better job of me of finding this tattoo.
She probably can.
No, if you find a picture of this tattoo within the next few minutes...
It's women supporting women.
Yeah.
I will trash the place. I know you can't, and I'm actually offended that someone has come in and decided that the person who does this every week clearly doesn't know what he's doing.
No, I do.
You got it, Amy.
No, she won't be able to get it.
What's difficult is there's just so many people who've got Courtney Barnett
yes, you are.
tattoos.
Yes, you're beginning to learn some of the stresses that we have to deal in every week.
Do you have any of their tattoos?
So suddenly you look very foolish, Amy Matthews.
I can see.
I'll describe the tattoo. She has stars on the back of her neck, underneath her ear, but she always has very big hair.
She has a big barnet.
She's got a big bloody barnet,
barnet.
and so there is no pictures of it. So, but we just have to imagine
Stars up there.
Stars right here. That's quite basic.
it is a bit basic. It's a little bit sort of
so.
late noughties, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit Dreamcatcher in your bedroom vibes.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. That was really horrible thing to say about someone. But I'm surprised. You would imagine that she would have like sort of almost ironic.
Yeah.
Like
some shrigley.
Yes,
Yeah.
something like that, or something written on her arm that's like a funny like in joke or something, like just the word bacon or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yes, you nailed it.
Vegemite.
Yeah.
The can, yeah.
If she had a Vegemite tattoo, I would love. In fact,
You're now considering getting one, aren't you?
well, the thing is, have you had Vegemite?
Yes.
It's gross.
Oh no.
Do you like Marmite?
Yes.
I've never had either. I've never had
What
it.
the fuck? You're a food person.
I know, crazy, right?
You're a food person.
I know.
You should try it on a crumpet.
You're made of
with lots
food.
butter.
You're Bertie Bassett.
You know what? We should make it like.
Liam's really made himself laugh there.
What is Bertie Bassett?
What is? Oh, get out of here. Okay. How long you lived in this
licorice all
country? Have you done
sorts.
the Life in the UK test?
Laugh in the UK.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can't even speak.
I made the
King's
UK laugh
English.
every night, baby.
Oh, God almighty. But hang on, we can maybe perchance. You don't have any tattoos, do you?
No, I don't actually.
No. Okay.
I've got a tattoo.
We did your tattoo woohoo.
You did.
On your Dookie
You did
episode.
2 of them.
Yes.
But I have
Crystal's got
others.
loads.
You've got.
I have 4.
Okay.
Loads.
Well, let's discuss one of your tattoos
Let's
you.
do this. Let's
okay.
do this
Cherry?
rose tattoo on my. No, we did the cherry the last.
We did the cherry the last
I've
time.
got
Okay.
this Rose.
Okay. Crystal has got a rose on her shoulder.
Quite large.
It is quite
I have
large.
to say, when I got this, I flipped out.
What do you
Because
mean?
I went home and I was like, what the fuck have I done?
You didn't like it?
And it's just huge. It's huge.
How long did it take?
Like an hour.
What?
Oh my god.
Maybe 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Right. It's a rose on the shoulder. Yeah, I think that's quite cool.
It's cool.
And
It's very
it kind of it matches the cherry very well. So in lieu of Courtney Barnett's lack of visible tattoos, Krystal is going to be a stand-in, and the rose tattoo is getting a woohoo from me.
Thank you.
I don't think we've ever boohooed a guest's tattoo. I think that would be
you
incredibly.
boohooed Roscoe's.
Oh, he's got 2 horny
Pat
tattoos.
Matt. He's got so many horny tattoos. I actually can't believe.
The woman tied up with no head and stuff is like, that is literally like so. I mean, I would look at
Come on,
that and I'd be
Roscoe.
like, that's the tattoo of like a mass murderer.
Yeah.
Like that is.
Okay, Roscoe, you're being called the fuck out as if he listens. Okay.
I told him he needs to donate all of his like proceeds to therapy.
to therapy. to Krystal's therapy for having seen that tattoo.
To women's shelters because of that fucking tattoo. It's insane.
It is insane.
But then he's got a few that like Courtney Barnett would have. He has like the oat milk girl.
He has the whole.
Yeah.
He has the oat milk duck girl.
The oat milk duck girl.
He is a trendy girl, isn't he?
He is a he's an alt girl with big naturals.
He is an old girl with big natties, 100p. You can imagine him making an absolute motherfucker of a flat white for sure.
Yeah.
So actually, that brings us quite neatly onto the album cover. We take a look at the album art and we decide if it is good or fart.
I think you've lost it there.
Wow. Okay. This is the sort of thing you can imagine Courtney Barnett having a tattoo of.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
bang on.
You can imagine her having
Yeah.
like a sort of weaved chair tattooed on her knee, perhaps, and some ugly carpet. This is pretty Shrigley-esque.
Yeah, it is.
That's got to be the idea. So
fan.
for the audio listener, it is a sort of crude illustration of a chair on a rug, which obviously makes sense with the title being Sometimes I Sit and Think, and Sometimes I Just Sit. I do think it's a perfect title for the album because it is very... She loves these sort of funny wordplay lyrics.
Yep.
There's loads of that in this album. Depreston for a start.
What a beautiful song.
So Preston is the name of a suburb
Like
in
Californication.
Melbourne. Yes. You look so pleased with yourself for having said something. Well done, you.
Wow.
You contributed.
You did have the sort of gleeful look in your face of like a young child, be like, "Mom."
Listen, I don't know a lot about music, okay? So when I think of something,
If anything, you're overqualified to host this podcast. So Preston is like a suburb in Melbourne that's like, is not doing so well, I think is the idea of the song. And they are having to buy a house outside in the suburbs because they can't afford to live in the city, and they go to this house and it's like this widow's house, and there's like pictures on the wall of like dead husband and everything. But so it's quite sad, but like there's just like rife funniness that sort of runs throughout all the songs on this step.
Well, it's sort of looking at the flip side of gentrification, right?
Yeah. They are the gentrifiers, I
They're the
suppose.
gentrifiers.
The artists that have to move out because they've been priced out of the city centre. Hey, don't we know a thing or two about that? Actually, no.
Yeah.
We're all doing very well.
We're all fine.
But
Actually, no, I'm the token renter here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Not for long, though.
Yeah. For so long, you would not believe.
I thought this song kind of sounded like she was like really going there, and she probably just walked around with a dictaphone in her pocket and wrote the lyrics of the things that they said as they walked around the flat.
Yeah, there is all of the songs do have a sort of very real slice of life element to them.
Yeah.
MIA does that as well.
Yes.
She just said, like, it's like a conversation she recorded, which I love. I love it.
Really natural lyrics,
Yeah.
which perhaps harkens back to her days at art school where she studied photography, which, what is a photograph if not a small slice of life telling a
Lovely.
story?
Ugh.
Krystal
and I had very, very different responses to that.
Oh my god, that's a sincerity. Yuck. Look, gross. Let's talk about the pum pum again. That's call back to last episode. So I love that episode, but there's that song rather. But I mean, there's so many good songs on this album. It's like grungy. So the songs are enjoyable without the funny, poignant lyrics.
Yeah.
But they work individually. The rock music works without lyrics, and lyrics work without. But then you put them together, it makes this perfect. Sort of mid-tens, semi-ironic, sarcastic alt rock. What are some of your favourite songs on the album? Krystal.
I like the one she wrote about U2, the band.
Yes.
She's thinking of U2.
Which song?
Illustration of Sadness.
That's right, yes. An illustration of loneliness, a sleepless in New York.
Oh, sorry. Loneliness. That's what I meant. I also really like Aqua Profunda. And that I felt like that could be a comedy club standard.
Oh, that
Right?
was my
Was it your walk-on?
That was my walk-on music
Amy.
in 2019.
Legend. Yeah, that's
Wow.
a perfect walk-on music.
And
I
my
thought that.
the title was The Life Aquatic with Amy Matthews.
Yes! So Aqua Profunda.
Profunda.
Perfect. Oh my God.
Wow.
There's so many layers to Amy's shows that can be dug into for years.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
A
But I
They
think
value rewatching.
Whereas
Yes.
both of yours were quite surface level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If anything,
They'd
though-
both been done quite a lot.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. If anything, you're stupider for having paid any attention to it.
Yeah.
You come out dumber than when you went in.
I like Small Poppies too. That's my favorite.
Yes.
so
Okay.
good.
I need to imagine you're wearing your Courtney Barnett t-shirt.
I am wearing my Courtney Barnett t-shirt from the gig that we attended together.
Yes.
But this is from.
Tell me how you really feel.
Tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel.
Yes.
I don't know. Yes.
Which you wear on stage sometimes as well.
I do wear it on stage. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Do you wear band t-shirts on stage ever?
I did the Flaming Lips shirt quite a lot back in the day.
Yes.
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah,
Yes.
I've got about 3-4 band t-shirts I wear on stage.
I have an REM one that I wear as well.
Most of my wardrobe is now just band t-shirts that no longer fit.
That's like comedians for you, isn't it? Fucking
Yeah.
comedians wearing band t-shirts.
Yeah, lame.
Lame.
We must be stopped. Band t-shirt and shacket. Guilty.
You look great.
That's so nice. Thank
The
you.
Pedestrian at best is probably the biggest hit on the album.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Or there's nobody cares if
Really?
you don't come to the party as well. That I remember. Nobody really cares if you don't go to the party. Was like when I first gave up drinking. That was something that I really had to wrap my head around because I used to go out every night partying, and then when I didn't, and I saw my friends were going out, I was like, "Oh no, I'm not there."
Yeah.
And then that's a really humbling thing to realize
Yeah.
is that nobody gives a
You're
fuck.
allowed to stay in.
Well, just no one cares when you're not around. Quite frankly, they're thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. You don't think that?
No, I think no, you're right. I'm just thinking about it, so it feels sad.
Wow. Okay. Deep cut on Krystal there.
Yeah.
She's not enjoying it.
I really like Elevator Operator as well. I think it's a great opening.
Oh, it's a great opener.
Oh, that-
don't you
so
think? Well, don't you think? It's probably just again. Every time I say a comment, I feel like I'm going to sound like an idiot because I
No,
don't know a lot about
no.
music.
Not at all.
Well,
You're
it's
doing
like-
great.
Thanks, guys. You know, it starts out quite upbeat and then goes down and down and down and down
Yes.
in the whole album, and then it ends on like a total downer.
Totally.
You know,
Yes.
which is great. I love it. It's like it's like a day, the morning to the evening.
Yes. It is like a day.
Wait. So
Thank
you start your
you.
day really happy, and then by the end of the
Yeah.
day, you're
I'm so
miserable?
tired.
Out
Yeah,
with
I'm
you.
tired, and I'm like,
100%.
fuck this life, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
much so that I need to go to bed, and then it all
Yeah.
starts over again.
Okay.
I need to be unconscious for
Yeah.
6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
That's funny. So I start my day feeling like that.
Do you?
we go. Fuck this life, and then I have my porridge and I feel fine. Particularly if a goth girl, Big Natty's, has served it to me in a restaurant.
She slags off your tattoos.
Yes. Oh yeah, I wanted to read some of my favorite lyrics. Pedestrian at best. There's a lyric in here that I think is almost like a hip hop like. When she says, "I must confess, I've made a mess of what should be a small success, but I digress. At least I tried my very best, I guess."
Love
This,
it.
that, and the other.
Oh,
Why even bother?
Yes.
I got chills.
some of
That was
those
so
like
good.
slow talking, like it
Yeah.
is like a rap sometimes.
Yeah.
Every word rhymes. It
Very
makes
good.
perfect sense, and it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Very
so
good.
chill with it.
I want to wash out my head with turpentine cyanide. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So there's so many like evocative images that are laid out throughout the album. I would say there's no real weak point on the album. There's no tracks generally that I skipped. They're all pretty... they're actually deceptively short. There's some Small Poppies, for example, is like 6 minutes, I think.
I love that.
Yeah.
song.
But then like 3 minutes of that is just absolute like incredible slide guitar solo. Love the slide guitar. Most of these songs
very
have that.
rarely heard a really long like instrumental break that doesn't make me want to kill myself, and I love that one.
Really?
Yeah,
good.
I don't know. I don't like 3-minute long instrumental breaks because I love lyrics. Like that's
Yeah.
what I love
Right.
about music is I love hearing lyrics and the lyrics people have written. And sometimes when it goes that long, and that's the whole point of the song, I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. But I love that one. I could totally listen to it.
I love 20-minute instrumental songs.
Yeah, I know.
Courtney Barnett has just released an instrumental album that's a soundtrack.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes. It has had mixed
Kim's
reviews.
Caravan is really scary. It's a good Halloween song, I think.
Good Halloween song.
Yeah. Because I was like, oh my God, this is perfect to be listening to this right now. But the Dead Seal and all that stuff.
Crystal's having a Halloween party for her cat,
Yep.
Yeah.
which I just
I'm
wanted
sadly in
Catherine
Cardiff.
make
So are you, Lee?
Yes, I just wanted to make a public record that Crystal's having a Halloween party for
Yeah,
her
so
cat.
then now everybody who hears this and wasn't invited is going to be like, what the fuck?
They're going to be like, Oh no, I wasn't invited to a cat's Halloween party.
It's Oreo. It's Oreo.
It's his first birthday. It's a really
spooky
big
little
mile.
cat.
He's so cute.
Okay, is there anything, Amy, you would like to say about this album? Any hot takes? Any things
Any
in general?
hot takes?
Any just general opinions about the album? We want to make sure that as you're here that we don't miss out on
It's
anything
covered.
important.
No, well, I mean, I touched on it earlier, but I think there's something. I've spoken about this in other contexts before, but I love it when there's when someone is lyrically really funny.
Yes.
I respect that, and I love that so much in music.
It's so often that most lyrics are boring
Yes.
and basic. I love you, I miss you, you're gone, are you coming back, etc. And then sometimes you get lyrics which are a bit more interesting, and they're about more interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But these
They're short stories. They're kind of like funny short stories.
these are actual songs that you could read the lyrics to and still get some value out of just reading them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether or not the rhyming schemes or anything like that. They're just well written slices of life, and they're delivered in a way that suits them as well.
Yeah.
So perfectly. So yeah, really cool. Krystal, anything else you particularly enjoyed about the album?
I liked Dead Fox, and I liked the lyric, "If you can't see me, I can't see you," the chorus, because
Yes.
that's
If you can't see me, I can't see you.
and
Blah.
yeah, and that you know where she got that from? You probably do.
Please.
It's like on the back of trucks. Have you not seen that?
Oh, of course.
It's on the back of lorries and stuff. It'll say, "If
Yeah.
you can't see me, I can't see you," and I'm like, oh my god, she saw that and she put it in a song.
That is good.
What a little legend.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah.
I wish we could, as comedians, just
Take
steal
stuff from lorries.
stuff from lorries. I just want to.
Gary Little did.
Woo! Wow, that's a good one. Is it staying in? I hope so.
Let's hope so. It will require very, very niche knowledge of Scottish comedy.
Just Google it. Good joke, Amy. Well done.
you.
Well
Yay.
done, you. Okay, well then I think that brings us on perfectly to chat about the playlist. Every week we add a song apiece from the album we've discussed to the Ever-Growing Enjoy an Album playlist, and we also add a song based on our discussion of the artist. So we're going to add a song each from the album. Start with you, Amy. Which song would you like on the album?
Well, if I could think of... Oh, from the album. It's got to be Pedestrian at Best, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Yay.
Yes.
You know.
Very good.
I'm very protective of that song.
Of course, it is important to the
To the brand.
Yes, yes. To the Amy Matthews extended universe. It's the law. It's
in my Desert Island Discs.
right. What were you on Desert Island Discs?
Of course not. Everyone's got a Desert Island Disc playlist, though.
Do you have a Desert Island Discs
No,
playlist?
I haven't made that yet.
I
No.
know loads of people that have got Desert Island,
Right,
Desert
okay.
Island Disc playlists.
So this is the idea of if you're trapped in a desert island, this is one of the songs you listen to forever. What else is on your Desert Island Discs?
Yeah.
We might as well do it now. I mean, unless you're...
Unless I'm planning on getting successful enough to do it.
expecting to be on it. So let's just get it out of the
No,
way,
I'm not.
shall we?
Let me have a
So you've actually got one on your Spotify. Wow. Do you have any idea what would be on yours? I don't. I'd want something longer than Pedestrian at Best. I want a 20-minute long instrumental, something that I could listen to for a long time, you know?
So I've got, just chucking a few in there, Cloud Busting by Kate Bush.
Ooh,
We've
yeah.
got Everything's
I
Just
just
Wonderful.
know that something good was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Something good has not happened. You're trapped on a desert island. You're going to die.
But it's
She was wrong.
Yes.
Liebestraum by Franz Liszt. That's a lovely, when you want some instrumental, nice times.
Okay.
Le Tombe de l'amour by Francois Hardy. Bodies, Car Seat Headrest. Oh You Pretty Things, David Bowie.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
that
So.
one.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I knew two of those songs.
Okay.
Yeah. No, well, I'm interested. How many of our listeners have a pre-prepared Desert Island Discs playlist for when they eventually do get asked?
People do that. This isn't a sort of hubris thing.
No.
It's just what am I...
The lyrics up there next to your Dreamcatcher on your shelf.
You guys get me.
And in your notes, do you have a pre-prepared Oscar acceptance speech as well?
No, I don't. You sassy little bitch.
So what's...
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, so you're a pedestrian best. Song, Krystal, would you like to add a song from this album to the playlist?
Small Poppies.
Small
Definitely.
Poppies.
Definitely doing that.
Hit that guitar solo.
Love it.
Hell yes. Okay, then I'm going to add, I think, Depreston. Yes, perfect. 3 great
Nice.
songs. I'm excited to be able. It's good that you're here and we get to add 3 songs to the playlist because it's
Yeah.
such a good album.
Also, I'm not sure it's been updated regularly.
The
'Cause
playlist. Don't call me out about that.
Because I
Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna
searched,
say.
I searched it the other day and thought they're
So
behind.
here's the
But
thing.
also, there's 2, aren't there?
Yes, there are 2. There
Yeah.
are 2. There is one that is updated regularly by
Yeah.
Mega Slippers. There is one that is dead. Okay, that
Right.
was my responsibility.
Right, that's
the
the
one
one
you
that I-
found.
yeah,
that's not been
that's correct.
updated in about a year.
You should
okay?
delete it because it's confusing.
Well, how about you both get off my fucking back?
Get off my
go
dick.
Find your own podcast where you can twerk at each other and talk about whatever you want to
We're
talk about.
trying to support you, Liam, but it's
Yeah.
really hard when you don't.
The second song I would like to add to the playlist is Courtney Barnett and Kurt Vile did an album together.
Bet you had my one.
Well, I was just going to add a Kurt Vile song.
So was I.
Pretty Pumpkin.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. Well, tell you what, you can.
Also
Pimpin'.
good for Halloween.
Also good for Halloween.
Pretty
There you
Pimpin'.
are. Can't wait to see what your cat thinks of that song.
Shut the fuck up.
The atmosphere has turned tense within the second half of the
I
podcast.
didn't add my second song.
What? No, but it's not finished yet. Don't worry. What's your second
But it was
song?
weird because you did her,
Pimpin'.
you did Amy, then me, then you, and then you again.
You're expecting
So I-
an element of order or rationale in this. We're in the pure chaos zone.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I've got a plan B. You can have it.
Okay, Krystal, what second song would you like to add to the playlist?
I will do All I Want to Do by Sheryl Crow. Because we talked
Okay,
about that.
all I wanna do is have some fun.
That is nice.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I listen, Courtney Barnett. If you're listening, you should maybe cover. You should
I'd like
cover
to
that.
hear a
Now,
Do
when
If
you're
It
on
Makes You Happy.
Triple R's like a version, maybe you should do that.
If it makes you happy.
That was
I'd like
good.
To see that. Thank you.
Yes, I was maybe.
You're going to add that?
But no. I
Oh,
wasn't,
okay, right.
no.
What are you gonna add?
I'm going to add Everything is Free, but the Father John Misty cover. Because that's very good.
Because the Gillian Welch version is actually already on the playlist.
Oh, great. Then
Yeah, I know we have
Whack FJM on
the
there.
Father John Misty version. Yeah, they live in the same universe, don't they?
Yeah.
Father John Misty, Courtney Barnett.
Tolman
Yep.
Town.
Yes, that makes sense. I remember once. I just want to tell you this quickly before we wrap up, because I just mentioned Triple R, and there's something I wanted to mention on the podcast for a while. I was in Australia once, not to flex, and I was listening to Triple R, which is like the Six Music. Might be Triple J. I get
I
confused.
think it's Triple J.
Well, there's both exist,
Right, okay.
but I just can't remember which one is which. But anyway, I was listening to one of these triple letter stations that they have in Australia. XXX it was. It was hardcore
Oh, yeah,
porn
yeah,
radio.
yeah, yeah.
No, it was and
KKK.
and they were chatting. It was 2:00 in the afternoon, and one of them they were chatting to someone in the band, and someone went, "Oh yeah, well, and it was really fucking good show last night." And I was like, "Oh my god, he just said the F word on the radio at 2:00 in the afternoon."
Yes.
And nobody batted an eyelid.
Yeah.
They were, in the BBC. We're so sorry about the language. I beg your pardon. And I said to my partner, Australian, I said, they just swore. And I was like, yeah, they can just swear on the radio
That is
anytime.
mad, isn't
That
it?
is fucking mental.
Yeah.
This is a podcast. I can say that.
Yeah.
I assume everybody's listening after the watershed.
Yeah.
So
That's
not
why they're all
offended.
so crazy. They grow up hearing
They grow up and
that
someone's
shit.
like, welcome to the fucking news today. The Prime Minister's been a total cunt. We're going to fucking war with some dickheads. Anyway, here's the fucking weather. It's fucking sunny. Would you believe?
That's why they've
40 fucking degrees. I'm so fucking hot.
They've
Anyway,
got to find new ways to butcher language. That's why they halve all their syllables.
anyway, home and fucking away. Chat to you soon.
Oh, that's funny.
Right, Amy,
Can
thank
you
you.
imagine? Sorry.
Thank you. Can you imagine?
Sorry.
What a great thing to say after an improvised bit. Can you imagine if that happened? That would be fun. That is generally the idea of what we do as comedians.
Oh my God.
Amy, thank you so much for coming and chatting to Courtney Barnett about us.
It's been such a pleasure to chat to Courtney Barnett
Thanks
about
for
Krystal
doing
and
a
Liam's creative
podcast.
output.
Enjoy a podcast with Amy and Courtney. Thank you so much for coming down and chatting to us about Courtney Barnett. I've had a lovely time. I've had a lovely excuse to re-listen to this album over the last week. If you haven't listened, I highly recommend it. It's fun all the way goddamn through. It's funny. It's interesting.
Yeah. Listen to it backwards if you'd like to get happier.
Yes.
Yes. When you say backwards, you mean the track listing. Don't put it in a record player and
It says
just wind it backwards.
smoke marijuana.
No, it says that if you play it forwards. Have you listened? Smoke marijuana. Smoke fucking marijuana. Krystal, thank you for co-hosting.
You're welcome.
Again, I've had a wonderful time with you both. What a pleasure. What an absolute joy. How lucky I feel to have so many talented friends come down and help out with the podcast. And thank you, dear listener, for putting up with this mild interruption. We hope that you enjoyed the Chris replacements these last 2 weeks.
Placements.
The Chris.
Replacements.
Oh, you've ruined it all.
Christopher replacement Boyd.
Okay. Don't laugh at that. Come on, Krystal. Come on.
was funny.
Hold it together. We will see you next week. It'll be me and Chris back where we belong, arguing about Funko Pops, and we'll have a lovely time. We'll chat to you then. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.